Yonta pravishya mama vachamimam prasuptan sanjeevayat akila shakti dhara swadhamna anyam shahasta charana shravana tvagadim prananamo bhagavate purushaya tubhyam katanchana smrute yasmin duskaram sukaram bhavet vismrute viparitam syat Sri Chaitanya namamitam. Hare Krishna, welcome to our ABC session. This is the fifth time we are meeting, and I am very grateful to all of you for coming every fortnight. I feel very connected to each and every one of you, and I especially thank all of you who have kept your videos on because I feel a more intimate connection. And today I am going to share with you this topic on who is a hero in spiritual life, or basically, it's another way of saying what exactly who is successful in spiritual life, because this title is attractive, hero, because everybody wants to be successful, everybody wants to do something, something exemplary. So what exactly is success in spiritual life? Now we'll dive into it straight away. At one level, spiritual life is about meditation, chanting 16 rounds, four regulative principles, keep doing it every day, whole life, take walks. But there is another deeper level at which we need to practice spiritual life. There is more than simply the rules and regulations that we are practicing. It's not simply externals. I'm sure you've seen some people come to ISKCON, then they leave. Some people stay for some time, then they leave. Some people stay, they leave, then they come back. Some people stay, but they don't practice. They fight. Some people stay and do politics. So many things. Externally, we all may be devotees, but internally, we all are going through different churning. This internal churning happens in our lives because we are not clear about the why of ISKCON. We know how. We know how to practice bhakti. We have answers to. If you stay for 6 months in ISKCON, you'll have answers to all the how questions of ISKCON. But what exactly? Why are we practicing bhakti? What is ISKCON actually giving us? If we don't know this, we will not be able to achieve success. I remember many years ago, Gauranga Prabhu gave an example which has stayed with me all these years. He said that you are very hungry and you're walking on the street and you see a hospital, and just below the hospital ground floor, there is a big juice center and a hotel, which is part of the hospital. So you go there because you are hungry and you spend 1 hour there, you drink juice, you take food, and you're completely satisfied. And then after that, you're wondering, what am I doing here? I need to go now. Because your need was food, you got that and you left. But another person who may have entered the same hospital, he may do his medical checkup and he may understand he has some disease and he may get cured. The hospital's main purpose was not to give you juice or food. That was simply a canteen service. The main thing that the hospital gave was or gives is your medical treatment. Similarly, ISKCON may give us nice relationships, nice job. I know many people who got good jobs after coming to ISKCON. ISKCON has improved your social life. Many people have got good marriage partner in ISKCON, and a lot of things are there. But this is all like going to the canteen. This is not the real thing that ISKCON is giving us. There is something deeper that ISKCON wants to give us. Srila Prabhupada wants to give us through Krishna consciousness. So if we know that, then there will never be a dichotomy between, there will not be an internal challenge. Today, what I'm trying to do is, in the next few minutes, I'm trying to address this deep internal challenge which many of us face. Or, in the Christian tradition, it is called the dark night of the soul. Or we also call it as, I don't know, there are different phrases we use. The midlife crisis, or the challenges that devotees go through of doubt, serious doubts in Krishna consciousness. That is because we are not clear about what ISKCON is giving us. What is this hospital meant for? So Srila Prabhupada, he gave us 7 purposes of ISKCON. If you see, the first one is very generic. He says it is to distribute spiritual knowledge to society at large for peace. That is what we always hear. This is first purpose of ISKCON, give spiritual knowledge to everyone for peace. But then you may think, okay, can you be more specific? What is the spiritual knowledge? And that is the second purpose. Very clear. There is no ambiguity. The second purpose of ISKCON, Prabhupada says, is propagate Krishna consciousness as taught in Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. I mean, there is no confusion. This is ISKCON's main job or main product, main gift. Krishna consciousness is given in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. You may say, okay, what exactly is Krishna consciousness? That is the third purpose of ISKCON. Prabhupada clarifies. ISKCON's purpose is to bring all the members closer to Krishna. Basically, very clear. The first three purposes of ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada establishes that our purpose of ISKCON is to help us have a very beautiful relationship with Krishna. That's it. Please note, it is not about improving your relationship with your spouse or improving the world or changing the political landscape of this country. Please know, it is Krishna, God. And we have to live our life. If you are part of ISKCON, we need to live our lives in such a way that we can go back to Krishna. We can have a relationship with Krishna. And for that purpose, for that thing to achieve, there are the next four purposes of ISKCON. The first three is about Krishna, Krishna consciousness, spiritual knowledge. The fourth and fifth is about fourth and fifth purpose of ISKCON is about how to achieve this purpose. To direct spiritual activities. The fourth one is about Sankirtan, propagating Sankirtan movement. And the fifth one is about having temples so that people can come and practice Krishna consciousness. And sixth and seventh purpose of ISKCON is not exactly indirect, but it is to facilitate our relationship with Krishna. Sixth one is simple living, high thinking, having farm communities, helping people lead a simpler life. And the seventh one is distribution of books and preaching. So basically, to see very, very clear. The why is very clear in ISKCON. Purpose of ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada gave in 1965. It's all about the relationship with Krishna. So in the ABC, our conscious endeavor is to help us improve our awareness, balance our lives, and find connection with ourselves and Krishna. And ultimately, all of this is to help us connect to God, to Krishna. You know, what did Srila Prabhupada start? What is the magazine that Srila Prabhupada started? Back to Godhead. In 1945, 1940s he started. 1944. Back to Godhead means if funda is very clear. We have to go back. We have to go back home. This is not our home. Now again, please, please, please don't go to the other extreme. We have to do the needful in this world. But the focus we should know, it's about Krishna. That is where our eternal residence lies. See, one of the reasons why devotees leave after some time, they leave the association of devotees, they struggle, is because we are not driven by this core need. You know, we want to make this world, we want to make our life better in this world. To be very honest, you know, there are two operating systems. You know, you have your Android phone, your Samsung phone as Android, and your iPhone as iOS. So you can't have both operating systems in one phone. The basic operating system is one, right? So we have to ask that what is my basic operating system? Is it that I want to change the external world? I want to change my job, my house, my partner. Is that my main focus as I'm practicing bhakti, as I'm connected to ISKCON? Or is my main focus my inner spiritual life? I want to connect with Krishna. So the ISKCON's basic operating system is we belong to Krishna. And we have to revive our relationship with Krishna. And yes, we will make the world a better place. But that is secondary. See, there are some of us, let us admit very frankly, I've lived in an ashram for 25 years and I've seen some leaders, some members who want to create an impact in the world. They want to change the world. We see devotees who want to improve their family life, job, society, country. For the material world is their primary focus. So at some point of time, you will face a conflict if this is your operating system, because ISKCON focuses mainly on our relationship with Krishna. I know all this sounds theory. I'll just give you two practical case studies by which you can know what is our operating system and how we can be focused on the core product or the core gift that ISKCON wants to give us. We have this eye camp. Every year we go to Barsana and we do this eye camp for villagers as part of our temple's initiative. Now, if you have purchased ISKCON's core philosophy, how would you take part in this Barsana eye camp? And if you haven't understood the core philosophy of ISKCON, then how would you practice? So we'll examine both. To understand that, you need to understand that, in this world of philosophy, just like in the world of technology, there is AI subjects. In the world of spirituality, there is ISKCON. In the world of welfare, there are many NGOs which do welfare activities. Like that, in the world of philosophy, there are two concepts. Those who do a lot of those who create impact, those who do a lot of extraordinary things. The most evolved people in the world of philosophy are considered to be one of the two categories. Either they are heroes of idealism, or you are a hero of renunciation. This is the way they actually explain. So I'll explain what it is, and then we'll get to the case study. See, hero of idealism means I will change the world. I'll make it an ideal place. I will make my life ideal, or I will make the world, society, politics. And ISKCON devotees are generally grounded on we are trying to be hero of renunciation, which means our focus is give up this world and focus on pleasing Krishna and Krishna's devotees. Basically, connection with Krishna. So I'll repeat this. Hero of idealism means one who wants to make a dramatic impact in this world and make this world a better place. And hero of renunciation is somebody who wants to transform his own inner life and connect with God. Hero of renunciation is that. So if Barsana I camp, for example, so one devotee goes for the Barsana I camp, and he will be like, okay, we have to get the whole world to this Barsana I camp. Take photographs, put it on Instagram. Let us preach about this. We should serve the poor. We should serve the needy. And we have to get an impact. We have to help people in their crisis. So the whole idea here is that I have to do something for this world. Now, the same Barsana I camp, a hardcore ISKCON devotee was internalized Srila Prabhupada's philosophy. How would he participate in Barsana I camp? He would be in the mood that, okay, I am going to this Barsana I camp to please Krishna, because these are Brajavasis, they are very dear to Krishna. I want Krishna to be happy. I want Krishna's devotees to be served. So basically, he's focusing on his relationship with something beyond this world. Are you getting this? There are two categories. One category of people, whatever they do bhakti, they're ultimately focused on this world, this life. Or second example, beggar. My Guru Maharaj says, whenever you see a beggar, you should always give something. So if you don't have prasad, then you give money, but give something. Now, there are two ways of dealing with beggar children. Like, for sometimes the children come and they ask for money in the car when we are driving. So somebody who is a hero of idealism, he will help the child. He will want children to be taken care of. He will want the society to be rid of all evils. This is how, in that mood, he will give alms. But a hero of renunciation or a ISKCON devotee who's understood Srila Prabhupada's mood, he will also help the child, but his mood is, this child I know, many beggar children, I don't know if you are aware, even if you help them, they remain poor because they engage in what is called as wanton living. They deliberately prefer to remain poor. That's how they are wired. So when you are giving money, when a devotee is giving money to the child, he is not expecting the child to become better immediately and the child to be grateful and the child to become socially better situated, because he knows if he has this expectation, he'll get frustrated because this world is made like that. So he is helping the child in the mood that this is Krishna's child. Krishna will be happy. This child belongs to Krishna. If I give prasad to this child's journey back home to Krishna will be beginning. So the whole mood is, I am connecting to Krishna. I want everybody to connect to Krishna. We want to go back to Krishna. Whereas when we are heroes of idealism, we want to make this world a better place. So when I go to Barsana camp, or when I'm giving alms to children, like one very famous Bollywood actor, he gave some gifts to some beggars and he took photographs and put it on Instagram because he wants to create an impact in the society. He wants to inspire people by his action. Come on, help people. But a devotee will inspire people not by his action, but by his example. He'll be focusing on his inner growth. He's chanting. See, the idealist people in this world, they focus on outward practical action. but a devotee's focus is mainly on evolving internally. Yes, I will do selfless service, but not because my country will become a great place, my society will become great. No, I will do selfless service, but that's okay. That's same as doing washing pots. He's not making a big deal out of it. When you go to Barsana I camp, you're not in the mood that I'm doing selfless service. I have taken leave. I'll give a classic example. Classic example. There is one Grahastha devotee who comes to every day to our temple for japa. This is an amazing example. I just remembered it now. And I am wondering, he's got a very big house in Mira Road. Why does he come every day morning to japa for temple? That means he's traveling so much early morning at 5 o'clock. I asked him, Prabhu, how do you do it? He said, no, actually I've taken a room nearby on rent so that I can come for japa every day morning here. And from after japa here, I go to work and then I go back to that room and then again come to temple, chant in the evening for some time. And like this, 5 days a week I stay here, and then last 2 days I go to Mira Road and I'm with my family. I said, okay, how much rent are you paying for this house? So he said, I'm paying 60,000 rupees every month. He already has a house in Mira Road, but he's coming to temple and he's paying 60,000. So then I said, that means you are paying 2,000 rupees every day for staying here? He said, yes. Then I told him, I gave him a purport. I said, you are paying 2,000 rupees. You are spending 2,000 rupees every day so that you can come to temple and chant with devotees. And he shocked. He looked at me, he said, yes, Prabhu, that's what I'm doing. Because I value, and he said, even 2,000 rupees is less. Even if I have to pay 10,000 rupees, that is not much, because association of devotees, chanting is so important for me. So if you see what he has done here, he's not making a big scene of it. He's not, see, this is my purport. I give him the analysis that you are spending 2,000 rupees from your pocket so that you can come and associate with devotees. And he is not making a big deal out of it. He's not posting on Instagram saying, see, I've spent so much money, I'm doing this selfless service. He's not trying to inspire others to also do this by his example. He's just focusing on his own journey. And then that he wants to go back home, back to Krishna. So if he's washing pots, if he's doing deity worship, if he's giving lectures, everything is same. But for somebody who wants to create an impact in the society, for him, selfless service. Let the world know, I have come here to do selfless service. No. See, those are idealists, the heroes of idealism. They want power, they want position, not in a bad sense. They want to be famous, not in a bad sense. They want to help. They want to serve. In that mood, they want power, position, fame. That is great. But ISKCON's core philosophy is to be a hero of renunciation, which means to give up this material world and connect with the universal values, to connect with Krishna. At some point of time, my dear friends, Prabhus, Matajis, you will have to ask this question, why am I in ISKCON? Why am I practicing Krishna consciousness? Is it to make my material life better, or is it to develop love for Krishna? Very, very clear. What is the goal? Somebody who is a hero of idealism, his goal is transform the world. A devotee's goal is transcend the world. A hero of this world, one who wants to make this world a better place, his focus is external change. A devotee or a hero of renunciation, his focus is internal growth. And what is the approach? The hero of idealism, his approach is active engagement. He wants to actively engage in the society. But if you see a devotee, at the core, he wants to withdraw from the society. He wants to be detached. Not that he doesn't take part in the society's activities. In the sense, as he gets older, he will withdraw from social life. He will not go for marriages. He will understand that I have to focus more on Krishna. See, those who are in this world, those whose goal is this world, they will inspire action in others. They will act in such a way that others are also inspired to act. But a devotee will inspire others to be reflective. A devotee is somebody who will inspire others to pursue spiritual life. See, in this world, the symbolism, for a hero, for those who want to change the world, they have visionary leadership. But ISKCON's strength is not visionary leadership. ISKCON's main strength is spiritual enlightenment. We want to help people connect with God, with a higher reality. You may say, but Srila Prabhupada gave visionary leadership. Srila Prabhupada preached. Srila Prabhupada focused so much on externals. Yes, but it was never at the cost of our internal relationship with Krishna. Srila Prabhupada said, double the book distribution. But he said, double it for Krishna. He wanted us to do everything for Krishna. See, when Srila Prabhupada during his last days, There was a very famous philosopher. I don't want to take his name and create controversy. When that man was dying, very, very famous philosopher. When he was dying, he was lamenting that I wanted to do so much, I could not do. He was regretful. But when Srila Prabhupada was leaving this world, he said, Kuch ichha nahi. Because this world is not his place. But you may say Srila Prabhupada did so much for the society. Yes, that is because, not because he did a sadhana, he did it because he had so much love. Say Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that when you have so much love for Krishna, and that love of Krishna is overflowing, it's in a, like if it's in a pot, there is milk. When the milk is full, then it overflows. Similarly, when love of Krishna is so much, then it comes out as preaching. So preaching, compassion is the result of love of Krishna. So you, me, we are also preaching. ABC is also a preaching initiative. We are all preaching, but it is not because of compassion. We don't have so much love for Krishna that it is coming out. We are doing it because Srila Prabhupada has love of Krishna. My Guru Maharaj is so much compassion. So let me be an instrument in their compassion. Let me help them in their love for all of you. So, but essentially I have to know that I am not somebody who can help you. I need to connect to Krishna. And I need to help you to connect to Krishna. See, Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur, he preached so much, but for first 10 years, he chanted every day 192 rounds. Eating once a day khichdi without salt. And extreme tapasya he did for 10 years. 1 billion names he chanted, and then he started preaching. So ultimately, preaching is only a result of our deep connection with Krishna. And ISKCON is a spiritual organization. ISKCON is not a welfare organization. ISKCON does engage in welfare activities. We do have midday meal schemes, but primary is spiritual. Our focus is not on the world or nation or elections. But let me clarify, we as devotees, we are socially responsible people. We will take part in elections. I voted. We exercise our franchise. We can vote we should vote as responsible. So we are socially responsible. We are politically aware. We are culturally sensitive. But spiritually we are absorbed. We cannot say I will be politically absorbed and spiritually aware. Then we are missing the bus. We are not connected to ISKCON there. Our ultimate focus is spiritual relationship with Krishna as per the 7 purposes of ISKCON. But today, I'm seeing, unfortunately, thanks to social media, devotees are getting so agitated and they're getting carried away by so many confusions that are there in the society. And we think of how to live in this world better, how to make our lives better. That is needed, Baba. We need to make our lives better. But the focus is not simply art of living, but also art of dying. Bhagavatam and Gita's focus is how to make this journey in such a way that we go back to Krishna. The Bhagavatam begins with Sukadeva Goswami telling Parikshit Maharaj that do what you are doing, but don't forget the goal. He says, Etavan Sankhya Yoga Abhyam Swadharma Parinishtaya Janmalabha Parapumsam Ante Narayana Smriti. Okay, you want to do analysis of all these things, do Sankhya. You want to do mystic perfections, yoga, do it. Swadharma, you want to do your duties in the society, no problem, do all of that. But remember, Janma Labha, that perfection of all those things you are doing is when you can Ante Narayana Smriti, when you can remember Krishna at the time of death. This world cannot be made a better place. I mean, we should try. I mean, I'm not saying don't make it a better place. Again, don't jump into extremes. Make your family life better. Make everything better. But we can't forget that when Srila Prabhupada gives heavy lectures, because I hear Srila Prabhupada's morning classes, in the morning I play his tape and he's saying, so you rascal, and he's chastising and he's talking about death, suffering. That is important to hear because that will keep us grounded. You know what is Srila Prabhupada's mood? You know, today, beginning before the class, the Japa talk, I was speaking about boat. I was speaking about you're putting your one foot in one boat and the other is Krishna conscious boat. You know, it is like this. We are in a boat. We are going in a boat which is going to sink. It has a hole. And Prabhupada has come with a beautiful ship in front of us. And he's telling us, dear Prabhu, I love you. Come on my boat. Come on my ship. Come on my ship. This is Krishna conscious ship. Very beautiful. And you are telling Prabhupada, no, my boat is good. My boat is happy. I'm happy in my boat. So then what is Srila Prabhupada to do? How will Srila Prabhupada convince you to come on the ship if you're not attracted to the ship? First he will tell you what are the facilities in the ship. But if you're not attracted, then what he will do? then he will show you the hole in your boat. He will show how your boat is going to sink. Right? So Srila Prabhupada gave us Krishna, beautiful Krishna, Gopi Geet, Bhagavatam, Krishna's beautiful features, but you're not attracted to Krishna, then Srila Prabhupada will tell you, you stupid fool, you're dying, you're getting old, you rascal. So, so that is Srila Prabhupada, birth, death, old age, disease is telling us so that we understand the boat in which I'm depending is going to sink. So we are Kali Yuga people. We are not understanding the importance of spiritual life. That is why Srila Prabhupada has to give us strong messages. That's when we become heroic. When we are in the mood of a servant and we accept Krishna as our Lord and we practice spiritual life humbly. See, we are fallen in a well, okay? Prabhupada has come outside the well and is giving us a rope. He's throwing the rope. Come on, my dear child, take this rope, come outside. We are saying, Kyun aau? Main nahi aunga. I'm happy in the well. So then what is happening in the well? Srila Prabhupada, see, there are two things we need to get out of the well. One is we need Srila Prabhupada to pull us up, but we also need some snakes and scorpions to bite us inside the well. So that we need a kick in our butt and we need a pull from above. So Srila Prabhupada is pulling us from above and is also chastising us and making us remember that how we are getting kicked constantly, how we are getting bitten by the scorpions and worms and snakes. So please understand, this is a reality. Whenever spiritual Bhagavatam classes are all meant to understand how this world is a crazy place and how Krishna is attractive. Both has to go on. Like I'll give you another example. Cricket, in India, cricket is crazy. It's a religion. But honestly, I always give cricket examples to attract people to Krishna consciousness. But deep within, what I'm convinced about, cricket is completely, the way it is played now, the IPL and all of that, it is completely corrupt. I mean, I can give you a 3-hour seminar, after which, if you're a cricket bhakta, you will either beat me or you will run away from ISKCON and you will give up cricket. It is very strong. I've got very strong opinion about cricket, how corruption has started in cricket since 1983. And I've got so many stories, so many examples. I once told all these stories to my Guru Maharaj also. I'm so excited about this topic. But if you see in my classes, I've even written a book on cricket, glorifying cricket. The whole idea is to make a bridge so that those who are attracted to cricket can come to Krishna. But if you associate with me closely, you will see that I actually have a very different opinion about cricket. Cricket is an innocent game, my Guru Maharaj says. It is okay. People should play. That is okay. But when so much money is involved, it becomes a tool in the hands of Kali. Kali and Maya are in nexus. So anyway, the point is, so now what is your reality? You have to choose a reality. If you're a cricket bhakta, you will reject Krishna. Because you'll say, if these Krishna people are saying very strong things about cricket, give them up. But if you are open-minded, you will become a Krishna bhakta. You will give up cricket. So when Prabhupada is telling us about material life, if we are material bhakta, if we are Maya bhakta, we will say, बहुत strong bolte hain, ISKCON devotees are very strong. That we will leave them. We will go away. Now again, I am not absolving the ISKCON preachers of the responsibility to be sensitive. We have to be sensitive. We have to be kind as preachers. We have to give love, pure love. I'm going to take care of people's material things. I'm not talking from a preacher's point of view. I'm talking from a hearer point of view. As a hearer, we should know that whenever we hear strong statements in ISKCON, that is not to shake us and make us leave ISKCON. That is because ultimately we need to understand that we have to choose one reality. Either we be cricket bhakta or Krishna bhakta. Either we choose Maya or we choose Krishna. That is why Srila Prabhupada spoke very strong about material life. And he glorified simple devotees who did bhakti. Do you know the story of that old woman Prabhupada glorified was in Radha Damodar temple who would get water every day? Every day in the morning, she would get water for Radha Damodar, even in the frigid winters of Vrindavan. And Prabhupada said nobody knew her. She was not a guru. She was not a famous sannyasi. But Srila Prabhupada said she was so dear to Krishna because she brought water for Krishna every day. My Guru Maharaj wrote about Ghanshyam Das Baba in his book Journey Home. It is such a heart-touching story. And I request all devotees to read that. It is Journey Home, Part 4, Chapter 8. It is such a heart-touching story. And this Babaji was the simple person who loved Krishna. See, when devotees are dying, we all go and chant Hare Krishna for them. The whole idea, the whole mood is we belong to Krishna and we have to be simple-hearted. We have nothing to do with this material world. We do seva, but we do seva so that we can chant better and we can remember Krishna. We chant in the mood of service. Otherwise, we cannot get taste for chanting. But ultimately, it is service is in the background, and it is Krishna whom we are serving. See, when we go back to spiritual world, holy name will be in the background and service will be in the front. All the Brajvasis are serving Krishna from morning to night, and as they are serving, they are chanting Hare Krishna. But in material world, chanting is in the front and service is in the background. Whatever we are doing so that we can chant Hare Krishna. Are you getting this? This is very important. Ultimately, recently, day before yesterday, our Premanand Babaji in Vrindavan, Virat Kohli and Anushka Sharma went to him. So many people in India are becoming Krishna's devotees because Virat Kohli and Anushka Sharma went to Premanand Baba because they are cricket bhaktas. So Premanand Baba is talking to them, and this lady Anushka is telling Premanand Baba that ultimately Prema Bhakti is highest. हमको तो Prema Bhakti चाहिए. I was like, wow, she has all the wealth, all the fame, all the glory. The 6 opulences like Krishna ka, they're getting all of that. But she is understanding that Prema Bhakti is highest. And then Babaji is also very intelligent. He's saying how through cricket also they are doing sadhana. He's encouraging them. But still she comes back to the topic. She says, no, ultimately Nam Jap is highest and Prema Bhakti is highest. And he also says, yes, keep doing Nam Jap. See, this is very important. Whatever fame you get, whatever you do, we may say many things to balance everything, but ultimately holy name, ultimately Krishna, that is our connection. Yesterday, our Honorable Prime Minister of India gave a 2-hour interview on a podcast. And it's amazing. He is the most powerful man in one sense, millions of followers. And he is so honest, he admitted in this interview, in this podcast, that he called all his friends, his teachers, his relatives, and all of them as the chief minister of and prime minister. He said, these are the only 4 or 5 times I used this facility for my personal thing. But I was calling my friends because I was seeing my friends. I wanted to connect with my old friends. So I was seeing my friends, but they were seeing the chief minister. They were not seeing their friend. So basically, even he is lonely in that sense. What I'm trying to say is, devotees, when they see all of this or they hear this, they are immediately able to catch, oh, this world is not a good place. Even you may be the richest, wealthiest, beautiful with millions of followers, but there will always be a vacuum. There will always be you may have the most beautiful wife or husband, but there is something they cannot give you which only Krishna can give you. But again, I want to clarify, my dear Prabhus, please don't misunderstand. We need both kinds of people. We need people who will create an impact in the society, who will create change, who are action-oriented. We need heroes of idealism. We need people who will change the society. But ISKCON is focusing on the second type of philosophers or spiritualists. Those who transcend the material world. They are not, our main job is, see, if you are a person who wants to change, see, you will face bottlenecks in this world when you are trying to change. Even in your internal life, you will face bottlenecks. But if your focus is Krishna, then you will be safe in ISKCON, because otherwise devotees, sometimes they get lost because they get confused. Hare, I want to do so much for the society, but these devotees are only talking about Hare Krishna. No, don't get bewildered. They know what is the purpose of ISKCON. But again, Srila Prabhupada was in pure love, so he wanted to change the society also. Can you imagine, of all places in Vrindavan, Srila Prabhupada morning walk I was reading, 1974, he's telling devotees how we should have a military academy. I was laughing when I was reading it. Srila Prabhupada is, imitating. He's saying devotees should do march past. And while doing march past, they should chant, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. And devotees are laughing. Devotees are amused. They are amazed that even in Vrindavan, which is a place of Radharani, Gopinath, Krishna, Srila Prabhupada is talking about, making a military academy and warriors who will do march past chanting Hare Krishna and who will fight. Because Srila Prabhupada is having so much love for Krishna that it is coming out as making social arrangements. But Srila Prabhupada was very clear. We have to ultimately connect with Krishna. Only when we have love for Krishna, then we can do something in the society. See, when Srila Prabhupada asked, Srila Prabhupada, what will please you the most? Different devotees thought, no, Srila Prabhupada will say, book distribution will please me the most. Somebody thought Prabhupada will say, deity worship will please me the most. And this was a very loaded question. What will please you the most? Srila Prabhupada said, if you love Krishna, that will please me the most. So we can't forget this. See, in ISKCON also there are devotees. You may think they are heroes of idealism. They are creating an impact in society. They are not connected to Krishna. No, I know them personally. See, I know Gaur Gopal Prabhu, Jai Shetty, many devotees, I don't want to take the more names. Externally it may appear that they are involved in the world so much, but I know how much DT worship they do. I know how much bhajan they do. They are my neighbors. Like recently, just 3-4 days back, Jay Shetty was in our temple. I was speaking to him, and I realized how much he's hears so much lectures he hears of Gurudev, of Srila Prabhupada. So they are all focused hardcore on bhakti. Like I have one brahmachari friend, I won't take his name. He is very popular for his kirtans, and he's also getting a lot of followers on YouTube and all that. So one day I was telling him, Prabhu, you are always glorifying Krishna so sweetly. I'm praying that you can touch millions of hearts. I'm praying that you become a big guru. I'm praying that you get millions of followers and Krishna consciousness spreads all over the world. So I kept saying like this, I pray like this, I pray like this. So he heard me and he said, Prabhu, he held my hand. He said, Prabhu, can you make one prayer for me? I said, what? Can you please pray to Krishna that I leave my body looking at the beautiful form of Radha Shyam Sundar? I don't want anything else. I just want, whenever the time of dying comes, I want to see Radha Shyam Sundar and leave my body. I was like, wow, this Prabhuji is pakka. He may be doing all this preaching, all that. He may be appearing to the world as somebody who's creating a dramatic impact in the society. Yes, he's doing that, but that is not his primary focus. Primary focus is I want to love Krishna. Like, my very dear friend Anandandaman Prabhu, we are externally so different, but internally I agree with everything he says. Like recently I was telling about one Mataji who lost her father, and he advised that Mataji, your father is about to leave his body. Just keep chanting Hare Krishna in his ears. So this Mataji kept chanting Hare Krishna, because ear is one sense that goes away the last. So this Mataji kept chanting for 5 to 6 hours, and finally her father left the body, and she was very happy that he could hear the holy name. And Ananda Prabhu was so grateful, and he was telling me, Prabhu, if I am dying, you come and chant Hare Krishna in my ear. That is his goal in life. And I was just looking at him. And then he realized, I told him, okay, I'll come and chant. And then immediately held my hand. He panicked. So, no, Prabhu, remember, don't chant in my right ears, because my right ear doesn't work. Chant in my left ear. Okay, left ear mein chant karna Hare Krishna. So his desperation that he should hear Hare Krishna when he's dying. Then I told him, Prabhu, when I am dying also, you come. If I die before you, come and chant Hare Krishna. But you can chant in any of the ears. My both ears are okay. But his mood was, Krishna, I don't want to forget Krishna. So his style may be different. But the point is, these are the devotees, we should associate with them. And, understand that we may not do everything they are doing, but that's the gold standard, that Krishna, I want Krishna. See, we are not champions of this material world. See, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has already made a plan to deliver the whole world. We have to play our small part, do book distribution, chant, preach. But our problem is, I have come, ladies and gentlemen, I have come to change the world. I'm here, Hari Bol. I have a big plan. I'm the center of the universe. I'm going to do dramatic preaching. That's the root cause of our downfall. That is the root cause of conflicts in a spiritual organization. Lord Chaitanya has made a plan. Srila Prabhupada has made a plan. I will chant Hare Krishna, go back home back to Krishna, and while serving here, I will do little bit seva. Enjoy, Prabhu. Please enjoy the nectar of being insignificant. There is a lot of nectar in being ordinary servant. See, we are not pure. We are ordinary. See, 1% of the people in devotees may be pure devotees, and 1% may be like pure materialistic who have come with some ulterior agenda. But 98% are sincere devotees who are potentially going to get distracted by Maya. So all these classes and preaching and ABC started so that we all, I'm including myself in the 98%. We are all sincere. When I was a young boy, there was this lock company, very famous lock company. They had made advertisement, which is very, very relevant to all of us. So they would say, this lock is very powerful, buy this lock. Why this is powerful? They said 1% of people are honest. They will never come to your house and steal. And 1% are so dishonest and crooked that they will steal despite you putting our lock. And you cannot stop them. If they want to steal, you cannot stop them. But this lock you please buy, because this will protect you from those 98% of people who are honest, but who may get tempted if you don't have this lock. Are you getting this? See, most people we are all honest because the circumstances are conducive. I call myself, I'm very moral, but morality for me is maybe lack of opportunity. Maybe when there are temptations and distractions, I may fall. So therefore, we are all sincere, but we are not heroes who can change the world. We can be trapped by the material energy. We can be trapped by social media. Therefore, please take Srila Prabhupada's compassion seriously. When Srila Prabhupada shouts, I request devotees to hear his classes, read his books. I'm reading now Perfect Questions, Perfect Answers. So I know this may sound a little strong, but that will purify, that will help us understand that the boat I am in is sinking. See, I always fancy Srila Prabhupada as my grandmother because I want to tell you this story. I was born and raised in a small village. So we didn't even have tap water. We used to take water from the well, and it was a very sweet, simple, quaint life in a village setting. So when my youngest brother was born, I was 4 years old. And all of us were born in the ancestral house. We were not born in the hospital. So I remember I was a 4-year-old boy. My immediate younger brother was 3 years old. And my youngest brother was just born. My mother was in labor. She was in the room with the baby. And my grandmother was around. And we were all 4-year-old, 3-year-old children playing around in the village. It was all like a forest area. And I remember grandmother calling all of us 10 children, 10, 15 children and telling us, don't go near that pond. Understand? She warned us. If I yes, Nani ji, we will not go. Don't go near the pond. Don't go near the pond. And everybody, we held our ears and we promised her. But while playing, we went to the pond, near the pond. And my immediate younger brother, who is 1 year younger to me, he fell into the pond. And it was actually a quicksand. And he was drowning. Now, at that time, I didn't know what was death. But I knew, I could see in his eyes, he's like I could see him going down and struggling. And all of us children are looking at him. We don't know what is death. We knew something is not right. We didn't know what it was. But we were actually seeing him die. We were seeing him go down. And I'm looking at him. I'm not sure whether I'm crying. I hope you understand the emotions of a child. It's very difficult for me to explain what it was, but I knew something was not right. Something was amiss. And we're all looking at my brother, and one or two boys started crying. And we're all children. We're looking at another child dying, actually. At that time, 50 meters away in our ancestral house, my grandmother was drawing water. And while drawing water, she saw all of us kids and she understood that something is messy. Something is wrong is happening. She immediately dropped that, she was drawing water in the pitcher. She dropped that pitcher in the well and she put a sari, on her waist and she came running like a possessed lady. She came running and she picked up my brother from the pond and she put him on the floor on the ground, and we were all looking. And she hugged him, she kissed him, and then she looked at us and she started shouting so much of abuses at us, that you rascals, you stupid children. And she slapped me, and then she slapped my brother also. And then she kissed him also. She kissed him, she slapped him, she embraced him, she shouted at him. What is all this happening? Now when I look back, what do you think was this happening? This was an expression of love, right? This is an expression of attachment. She was aghast at the prospect of a 3-year-old boy drowning and her own grandson. So that was love. So sometimes you may think, oh, Prabhupada is saying such strong statements, he's slapping us. Please, that is out of love, because he is not able to see us drowning. Material life is a bad deal. See, I'm not again making it pessimistic. See, I'm with you. I'll hold your hand. We'll all hold each other's hand, and we'll go back to Krishna. Because I love you. I truly care for you. And that's why we started this ABC community, because Srila Prabhupada is a real well-wisher. And if we follow this path, which Srila Prabhupada has given us, I always fancy Srila Prabhupada as like my grandmother. Whenever I hear his strong statements, I feel he's saying, Are nalayak aa jao, dubo mat, don't drown in this world. So material world is not our home. And foundationally, we are not heroes of idealism. We want to be heroes of renunciation, which means we want to serve Krishna, we want to serve Krishna's devotees, and we want to get out of this material world and renounce this world and get connected to Krishna. And as we experience that love, and as a service to Srila Prabhupada, we bring about a change in this world. We contribute to the well-being of people in this world. So thank you very much for letting me share my thoughts on this topic of who is actually successful in spiritual life. I would like to pause now, and if devotees have questions, Shivam Prabhu or whoever is facilitating, I'll be happy to serve you. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Wonderful class that you all were really have different examples that you have shared. Yeah, so we'll take some questions. So yes, so we'll request Fanel Gohel Prabhu to unmute and ask the question.
Hare Krishna, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, bro. Thank you for the amazing class. And now the question is that I know the philosophy that this material world is full of miseries and pain, and we can't be happy here. But still, we are here, so we have to suffer. So the question is that how to actually be like a you know rock when someone is just cursing us or someone is just telling us without even the fault is not ours in that moment, but someone will just scolding us and telling us that it was your fault. So how to improve the tolerance part? How to be the Trinadapisunichena part?
One thing will really help is, remembering what would your Guru Maharaj do in this situation? What would he expect you to do? When we remember somebody you love, what would their answer be? Like sometimes you have to clarify. Sometimes when people accuse me wrongly, I have to give clarification because that will affect my service. You have to see the service as the standard. If it is not going to affect your devotional service, then it's okay to hear. It's possible to hear and tolerate. But if it is going to affect your devotional service adversely, then it is important to clarify. And you don't have to tolerate everything. You know. So the idea is you tolerate only if it is not disturbing your Krishna consciousness. If it is disturbing your Krishna consciousness, then you change that situation. So if somebody is abusing you, and because of that your services are being taken away, then you better clarify and give it back. Arjuna fought a war. You also have to fight a war many times. So my humble opinion is that tolerance is not a universal blanket statement. Tolerance means basically tolerating activities, situations, provoking situations that are not impeding our devotional service. If it is impeding a devotional service, then you make the adjustments that are needed. So that is the answer. And also how exactly to tolerate, you learn again by trial and error. That is, you don't become a pure devotee overnight. You make mistakes, then you grow, then you learn, and eventually you learn that what you can't cure, you have to endure. So that comes with maturity. Uh, that comes with practice. Hare Krishna.
Next is Radhika Bhakti Devidasi Mataji from Florida. We'll request her to unmute and ask.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dhanavad Pranam. Thank you, Prabhuji. This is my first session attending in person. I always used to hear you on YouTube. Prabhuji, you mentioned during the class that chanting in the mode of service and service is in the background. Can you please explain a little bit, Prabhu? Because chanting, I cannot do the whole day. Chanting happens, but at least the service we can do. Or sometimes we get into too much service mode and we try to fit our minimum chanting in that bucket. So it's the prioritization is a little confusing. So thank
I
you.
also do that only. I'm also like you only. I do my minimum chanting, and then whole day I'm busy in service because that is we want to do service. But we need to know the philosophy. We need to know the rule, the principle. The principle is in material world, all the service we are doing is ultimately to connect to Krishna, to remember Krishna, and holy name is the way. Holy name is our Taraka Brahma. Holy name will deliver us from this material world. So ultimately, when we are doing all our service, we are doing it so that we can chant and we can connect with Krishna. Otherwise, what will happen? Our services will become in the mode of Rajoguna, mode of passion. And mode of passion brings distress. So therefore, whenever we are doing service, we need to connect that service with Krishna. Just like, you are doing whole day lot of seva. Good. So when you are chanting Hare Krishna, you offer that to Krishna. And when you're doing service, you can think, Krishna, I'm doing this service so that I can chant better. I can come back to you. This is for you. When I'm saying chanting, I mean connecting to Krishna. So that is the way we do it. But I also, for all practical purposes, I have minimum quota of 16 rounds and sometimes a few rounds extra. But essentially, whole day, we can't chant whole day. But eventually, when we are dying, we connect to Krishna through holy names. And we can't, there will be a time in our life when we won't be able to do service, physical service. We'll have to only remember Krishna. Chanting is what we'll be doing as we get older. So we need to start understanding this principle that this is all about connecting to God and internal growth. That is what our mood is. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Request Rama Chiranjeevi to unmute and ask a question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please ask Mangalam. Thank you very
Hare
much for
Krishna.
organizing lecture, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, like I'm practicing bhakti for past 7 to 8 years, Prabhuji, chanting 16 rounds. But there is one doubt which always trouble me, Prabhuji. Like I want to take initiation, I want to do service, I want to do deity worship. This is one side. At the same time, I also want to grow in my whatever the corporate life, do some courses, switch jobs, and be updated in my as per the corporate culture. So I want to grow in career. I also want to do bhakti. So is it a duplicity, Prabhuji? Like how to understand? This is the doubt I have, Prabhuji.
What is the doubt? Both are okay. You can do both. What is the doubt? What is the doubt? I can't hear you. What is the doubt?
You again got muted. Please unmute, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, my doubt is as we are doing pure devotional service, I should focus more on Krishna Bhakti only and not focus on the career building. Is it wrong perception or I can do both?
You can do both. See, the idea is if you don't do both, if you only focus on bhakti, Srila Prabhupada would give the example of that very famous Gandhian worker, social welfare, I think, forget, Chittaranjan Das, I think. He was a Congress party worker in 1930s and he was a very wealthy man and he renounced everything to assist Gandhiji. And Prabhupada says he died in 1 year because he couldn't handle the renunciation. He couldn't handle the life of the monastery, that ashram where he was staying. So we cannot artificially be like the Goswamis. Prabhupada said you will die. So you have to be honest about who we are. See, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's army qualification criteria is honesty, not purity. You don't have to be pure devotee to enter a Hare Krishna movement. You have to be honest. You can always, Dhruv Maharaj wanted a kingdom greater than his great grandfather. So you may want corporate success. So go to Krishna and tell him, Krishna, I want this. So I will give time to Krishna consciousness also. Today, the Japa talk, I was explaining how when you're chanting, just focus on chanting and then do your work. Like I have one Grahastha friend, he tells me very clearly, Prabhu, Krishna is not the center of my life. Krishna is one part of my life. And I'm hoping that one day Krishna will become the center of my life. So I said, can you explain what you mean? So he gave a very beautiful explanation. He said, I go to gym. That is, I've got a big circle of my life. In that circle, there are many small circles. Going to gym is one circle. Time with my children is one circle. Loving time for my wife is one circle. My real estate business is one circle. Coming to temple is one circle. So he says, when I'm with my family, I focus on that circle. Like we went for a holiday to Singapore with my family. So I told Krishna, now I'm focusing on this. And when I'm going to temple, I tell my wife, I'm going to temple now. Now don't call me, don't disturb me. So I focus on one aspect at one time. So when chanting time, I focus on chanting. When I'm with my children and their studies, I'm focusing on my children. So he's saying that Krishna is also one part of my life. And I know that one day Krishna will become the center. So similarly, you can make your corporate growth as one part, chanting as one part, your time with your family as one part, your health as one part. Take care of all the parts of your life. And slowly, organically, Krishna will enter and Krishna will take charge of your life. Is that okay?
Yes, Prabhu, very correct. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
There is a question from Abhijit Gupta, Prabhu. He says, thank you so much, Prabhuji, for these ABC sessions. I religiously follow you and your classes, and especially journaling, my most favorite part. Rajari Prabhu, every time I hear you, you must just inspire me in life. Thank you for that. And then he says with the question, he is in library, so he can't speak. So he's written on the chat. I've been observing my thought from quite a long time, and I have noticed that I am an overthinker to an extent that I contemplate on every little things in life. So much that I always write and take notes, even while chanting, I keep thinking. While I academically study through classes that I have again have to watch the same point because I was busy catering my thoughts so much so that I become inefficient, and it has been a challenge to quiet or just pause my mind thought for just a second and just be on the activity task I am in. And now that you have shared 4 A's and I accept that I am like this, you also talked about relaxation, that is to just be in that state. But I am not relaxed while I am meant to be relaxed, like a restless soul. Also, I am visual learner, so it's not just thoughts, but visual thoughts sometimes. What should I do or practice to improve and overcome this? One thing that hampers many things because at the end, because of these heavy thoughts, I am exhausted to do anything. Your servant Abhijit Gupta. Little longer, but overthinking and other things.
Yeah, the simple solution is you can't stop overthinking, so start doing action. From morning to evening, keep yourself busy. You know, like the story of that monkey, not the monkey, that genie. That genie was came out of the bottle, and the genie said that give me a task, oh master, or I'll kill you. But I should never be not having a task. So any task the master would give, the genie would complete in no time. Finally, what did the master? What did he do to engage the genie? He gave him a ladder. He said, "You climb up the ladder and then come down. Climb up, come down." So the whole day the genie was busy with that. So the master was peacefully able to do his activities. For the mind needs engagement. So you study, go for a walk, go for jogging, call up people, keep yourself busy with activities. Those are overthinkers. They need a kick on the bottom and they need to act. And that's the only way they'll be able to overcome overthinking. Otherwise, uh, overthinking is very debilitating because it gives you a feeling of being in control because you think I'm solving problems. So so there are 5 things. My next book is all on overthinking. I will and maybe the next session we can have on overthinking in detail. But after understanding your question, my answer to you would be simple: keep yourself in action mode, perform actions, do activities so that you are physically tired. So then when you are tired, you'll immediately get sleep when you lie down. You need to be busy. Otherwise your mind will keep running all the time, and you're overthinking about your overthinking. It is okay to be overthinking. You can always say, I'm okay, I'm an overthinker. It's okay. Just accept who you are and just move on. The point is we start analyzing too much of everything. Okay, I'm an overthinker, Prabhuji. So what do? I would tell you, just accept you're an overthinker, make peace with it, and love yourself. Don't beat yourself too much and do what is needs to be done now. Hare Krishna.
So request Malti Mataji to unmute and ask a question.
Yes, Prabhuji, my question was with respect to hero of idealism and hero of renunciation. I understand that both are different, and the difference between both of them is the perception or the mood that we carry.
One second, you got wait. You got muted again. One second. Yeah.
Yes.
Can you unmute? Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Prabhuji, so I understand the difference between both idealism and renunciation is the mood that we carry while pursuing a task or doing a task. So, for me, it becomes difficult to understand. I always get a conflict while making a decision with respect to what I am doing is towards idealism or like renunciation, because my intention is to like become to act like hero of renunciation, but to walk on that part sometime it is afraid, or sometime obligations or responsibility comes in the path of it. And while sticking to hero of idealism, there is a guilt factor too that comes in. So it is always a conflict in the mind, to choose one and to perform that task. So how should I overcome this conflict in decision making program? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Can you hear me? Yeah. So your problem is, you are trying to get 100 out of 100 in bhakti. So you start with a day of 24 hours. Whole time you are busy in your material life and you are feeling guilty about it. So now begin by starting with 1 hour of Krishna conscious activities where you are focusing on your journey beyond this world. Then slowly increase it to 2 hours, 3 hours. But you are expecting to be always Krishna conscious. You are expecting to be in the mood that you'll go back home, back to God, and always in that mood. That is the problem with you right now. So my humble request is, don't have very high expectations from yourself. Just be realistic. Take care of your material life. Do what needs to be done. And spend some time with Krishna. I gave just an example just before your question I was answering. I have a big circle where you keep some time for Krishna. And that time you be on the path of bhakti, renunciation, connect with Krishna. And rest of the time focus on your material life. But slowly Krishna will enter your life deeper. Is that okay? Hare Krishna.
Questions from and few more questions from So Priya Wazirani Mataji from Mumbai will ask.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I just keep on getting this question because today we were talking about this boat scenario. So again, the question came in my mind that I understand that we soul rebel against God and God due to our free will, and I also see so many souls, like trillions of souls, rebelling against God, and sometimes I get this question: is there any flaw in the spiritual world that so many of us are here?
So you are asking me if there is a flaw in the spiritual world.
Like I keep on getting this kind of question.
It is like asking, for this question, I would not want to answer because this will be. So this is a question about how we have come to the material world. Are we? Yeah, is the spiritual world imperfect that we have come from the spiritual world, right? Is that's the question? If I understand Priya Mataji, your question is there something wrong in the spiritual world because of which we have come here to the material world? Can I get back to you on this later? Can you be in touch with our admin and I will answer you later? Is that okay? Because I want to contemplate a little deeper on this and then get back to you.
Sure, Prabhuji. Sure.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So we'll ask Vipin Prabhu to unmute and ask his question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Nanda.
Prabhuji, my question was, I have, thought of future planning always in my mind. Even while we are chanting, congregation chanting in the starting. So I was getting a thought of put on the heater. So because it's too cold here. And in the question, and I'm, thoughting that I asked Vraja Bihari Prabhu a question about it. So it's always coming, or in the morning when I chant, the whole day's plan is coming out. What should I do next? So while chanting only it's come in my mind.
Yes.
So doing this.
Yes, so you are a normal person. Congratulations. Be happy. Be happy. You are normal. So that's the way it is. Mind will keep talking. So you are in the center, mind is on your left, Krishna is on your right. So when the mind is constantly talking, you look at the mind and you say, thank you for your proposal, then turn to Krishna on your right side and look at Krishna. Listen to the holy name. The more you listen to the holy name, the more mind's noise will reduce because you are listening to the mind all the time while chanting. So while chanting, you are supposed to listen to the 3 syllables, Hare, Krishna and Ram. Pay attention to the sound. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. The more you listen to the sound of the holy name, the more you will be able to quieten the mind. That is the answer to your question. But if the mind is wandering everywhere, just be peaceful, be normal. We know that you are a normal person. If you had told me, Prabhuji, my mind doesn't wander at all, then I would have got scared. No, that means you need to see some psychiatrist, or you need to, or maybe you are a pure devotee. We are all normal people. It is okay. Okay, thank you.
I think we have one more question, and then just stay back because we're gonna announce the winner of the quiz, and there are some few important announcements to be made. Just stay tuned. So the next question is from Yuganshi Sharma Mataji. We'll ask her to unmute and ask.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. I started my journey of Desi around 5 or 6 years back. And after that, I have faced a lot of emotional trauma over the years, lot of emotional trauma. And that has weighed down my bhakti. And as I had a word with number of devotees. Some had the explanation of karma that, when you come into bhakti, you face karma so that this happens and that happens. But the consequences that has shared my confidence, enthusiasm, and faith in Krishna because of the consecutive traumas. So I just need to know that how can I balance it, how can I get back, and how can I do better, like the way you explain, love Krishna, have a relationship with Krishna, like that.
My humble opinion is, Mataji, if you have faced emotional issues, know that Krishna will be happy if you are peaceful. So you need to consult a professional, take professional help. And as that help you are getting and you are practicing all the tools that are needed to make yourself emotionally stable, you can also add the element of Krishna. In a sense, you can chant Hare Krishna a little bit, whatever you can. But give priority right now to your emotional well-being. That is not against the principle of Krishna consciousness. For example, if you have a toothache, what would you do to address the situation? Would you chant more japa or would you go to a dentist? If you have a toothache, would you go to a dentist or would you chant more? I can hear you say that you will go to a dentist, right?
Yeah.
So, but as the dentist is working on your teeth, you can always chant Hare Krishna. Or you can chant in the mind. But the idea is, chanting is not the substitute for dental work. Our problem is, we have as preachers told people that just chant Hare Krishna, all your problems will be solved. Increase your chanting, chant more. But I have a problem. So what you do? So what I'm suggesting is, take professional help from a good person who actually is skilled in this area. And as that help is coming, you can also chant Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna can be a supplement. But you cannot expect, see, Hare Krishna chanting, for some people when they have a toothache, I know one person in Govardhan, he had a massive toothache and he chanted Hare Krishna and his toothache went away. Now, that was some miracle. Now, if you do that, and if it doesn't happen, then your faith in Hare Krishna will go away. So don't be crazy. In a sense, I would suggest that don't go by exceptional stories in ISKCON. Go by the general pattern. We have many devotees who are suffering with emotional health issues also. We have devotees also who have gone through depression, and we have devotees also who take professional help. Because mind is part of the body. Just like you take care of your leg, your hand, your stomach, you also need to take care of your emotions. And if you are unable to see, bhakti helps, great. If bhakti is not helping you substantially, then do whatever it takes. Prabhupada said, do the needful. Do the needful in this situation. That will help you become emotionally little stable and peaceful. But don't ever give up remembering Krishna or chanting Hare Krishna. Maybe you can't chant the whole day, but it is something you do. So that way, I would strongly feel that you would be safe.
So I have to go to a doctor.
You need self-care. You need to take care of yourself. You need to love yourself. You need to feel that you are a dear. You need to feel worthy. And Krishna wants you to go to a professional doctor who can help you with your emotional issues. That's Krishna's desire. Self-care is not selfishness. You are doing this so that you can be emotionally peaceful, stable, and then you can serve Krishna better.
Okay, so how do you know it's Krishna's desire? Like,
Okay, if you just imagine there is a billionaire and he has many servants. He has no shortage of servants. And imagine you are one of the servants. And what would the billionaire want? When you're going and serving him with your tea or with whatever you're giving him, if you're frowning, miserable, crying as you're serving him, he would say, Baba, go and take care of yourself. Be happy. Serve me later. I have no shortage of servants. You first become. Prabhupada said, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. There are two instructions here. Chant Hare Krishna also and be happy also. So, so do whatever it takes to keep yourself peaceful, stable. See, Krishna consciousness is like kheer, sweet rice, nectar. But you don't drink nectar by taking your tongue out and it doesn't fall from the sky. You need a katori. You need a bowl in which you put the sweet rice and then you eat it. Right? Similarly, Krishna consciousness is nectar, but to experience that nectar, you need the katori. You need the bowl of stability. You need physical, mental, emotional stability. That is like a bowl in which you put Krishna conscious nectar and then you enjoy the nectar. Do you understand what I'm saying? You can't experience Krishna consciousness without the social support system. Although philosophically we know Bhagavatam 1.2.6 says Ahetuki apratiyata, Krishna consciousness says no impediment, but we are not on that level. We cannot artificially try to be pure devotee. We need to do the needful. We need to be honest about where we are and take care of our stability, and then eventually we will reach a stage when we will not need any of the support system and we'll be able to surrender to Krishna completely. But until then, please be honest, humble, and practical.
thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you.